Welcome to Career in Pharma and welcome to another episode of our Expert Talk Show series. So today we have another guest with us, another expert with us, and I will just tell you a little bit about him and further we can discuss with Dr. Harsha. So Dr. Harsha is a foreign medical graduate, MBBS completed from foreign university, and what after that we will hear from Dr. Harsha himself. So yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Harsha.
Hello, Dr. Nima. How are you?
Yes, all good, Dr. Harsha. So I
Thank you.
just gave this hint of yours. Now the reason for giving this is because there are so many foreign medical graduates. They come to us and they are our audience. They really look forward for these kind of podcasts.
I
So
get it.
yes. So with this, Dr. Harsha, can you share your journey in brief? From completing MBBS from China to entering the pharmaceutical industry. I would say what motivated you for this transition?
So, motivation, yeah, I have been in clinicals before getting into this non-clinical pharmacovigilance stream. Uh, the motivation as such is like a drug development, which made me quite interesting because initially I was not so keen about getting into non-clinicals. But one of my colleague, or you can say like my batchmate as well, he was already into pharmacovigilance, and he had some quite a good experience in there. So when I had a connect with him, so I was like same the situation what your students are going through. So I had a counseling and we had a sat through, and I asked him what is pharmacovigilance and how does it go, whether we MBBS graduates have any development in our career and would it be helpful. So I got an enlighten, you can say an enlightenment, and it was a good counseling session that I had because he was already into the PV and he knows the market how it is. So and the field itself is quite interesting where you see how you we already know that the drug comes out and that we physicians prescribe medicines to the patients, but how and what is the process that goes behind it is very crucial, and which made me the way the happening like clinical trials, the three phases of clinical trials, and how do we monitor them, what are the adverse reactions coming out of it. So after listening to all that story behind coming for one product, for one medicine to coming out, there is a lot of things and a lot of efforts that we put in. So which made me quite interested to get into this field, you can say, because it's also a research type. And definitely, although you are not interacting with the patient, but you will have that, a certainty that, okay, I can help my patient in this way as well. So that made me motivated to take this field. Yes, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting point because being from a clinical background, when we see going to some field where you don't interact with the patient, but
Yes,
still
yes.
there is a impact, bigger impact behind the
Right,
scenes, I would say, in work.
right. Because people have this perception like, hey, you're a physician, right? You need to sit in the clinical setup, you need to go to the hospital. But why are you catching out your laptop and going around like an MNC engineering guy? So it takes a lot of time to understand this process for them, but we as a physicians, we know how important it is during the drug development and how this helps for the curing or prevention of a disease, which is more essential that I feel, because you have seen the COVID emerging this time and they have come up with the vaccine, which had clinical trials had run up and which saved a lot of people. So you see, pharmacovigilance has a pretty good, decent career, you can say.
So, other question is, Dr. Harsha, which I want to ask you frankly, like, because we are doing this discussion here today, there is a lot of confusion around because if a foreign medical graduate is eligible to work inside pharma industry or not. And they think that they need license to work inside pharma industry. So can you please explain how?
Yes, you can work as a foreign medical graduate. You can work in pharmacovigilance. Yes, you need a license as well, but for that license, for you getting into a core company, you need a license. Like, what is a core company and what is a CRO? You need to understand that. So, CROs are the one which help the pharma companies to do the pharmacovigilance activities. So, like Cognizant, you see, Accenture, you see, and IQVIA. There are a lot of CROs which help in pharmacovigilance. Whereas the core companies are the brands, the Novartis, the AstraZeneca. So these are core companies. So these core companies, they require a licensed medical graduate. Otherwise, if you want to work in any pharmacovigilance setup, the CRO would be fine. You can run your career over there. It's good. It's not that it is restricted. You will be restricted to a particular position or anything. You will be have given a good chances, and you will be going ahead in your career. So license is also important. Otherwise, you can work in any other company in this field.
Yeah, this is very important thing we discussed actually because many foreign medical graduate they have this doubt in their mind, and because of this they are not giving it a try also.
Hmm.
Because even I explained them there are CROs who hire. So yeah,
Right.
initially maybe a bit challenge, but yeah, companies are there
Hmm.
who are hiring without license as well.
There
And
might
see,
be
even doctor, I
hiccups.
don't.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
I don't understand, like, yeah, core pharma company maybe because they have the policy. Otherwise,
Right.
even without license, also they can work. I don't understand why this is mandatory in companies.
It is not actually, if you see the person has a knowledge and experience, that is enough for a
Yes.
person to work. But they have this policy of, they should have a license. A person should have a license where they work. So that is the only glitch that we have. Otherwise, your knowledge, your experience would be enough to carry forward your work in your day-to-day activities. So it's not a stringent, I mean, it will not hinder your work. Only that the license part is where it is a bit tricky.
So all the foreign medical graduates who don't have license, if you are hearing this, so you can enter inside pharmaceutical industry. Just that you have to look for the companies who really hiring foreign medical graduate, and for that matter, most of the CROs they do. Yeah, core pharma companies, uh, they need license.
Yes.
So with this, Dr. Harsha, next question is because this also was something I really, I mean, frequently I get this question also because, being a foreign medical graduate, see, I don't have experience anything like this, but yeah, I have heard from our audience and our students also like there is some, the salary which any Indian graduate gets versus foreign medical graduate is not equal in clinicals, what they say, right? So,
Mm.
what is this case in pharma industry regarding the initial fresher salary? How much it is equal to Indian graduate or it's less or less?
So, yeah, that is, a hypothesis, or, the way that they imagine, because it is not like that anywhere. Any sector, if you see, especially in this professional sectors, they don't consider, okay, this guy is an Indian graduate, this guy is a foreign graduate, we should give some lower account of money to that person or something like that. See, all that matters is your experience and your knowledge. Again, I am telling you, wherever we go, the way you present yourself, the way you knowledge, knowledge you share, and how you work is more important than you coming from a background of a foreign medical or an Indian. Yes, that matters. Wherein matters, you go into the next level of position, might be, but that will not be not a hindering step for you if you have a good amount of experience and you showcase your talent. That is more important, I say. And no, I didn't have any hindrance, or they didn't do any partiality of sort of thing when I entered into this pharmacovigilance field. I was also a foreign medical graduate, and I got the same power along with my peers who have been working with me. So there is nothing as such like, okay, there is a bar of differentiation between Indian and foreign medical graduates. Nothing as such. Only difference comes with your experience and your position. That's it.
100% true. Even I agree with this 100% because we had students like from both the backgrounds and they are getting
Hmm.
equal salary.
Right.
So, like Dr. Harsha mentioned, it's all about your knowledge, the experience, and the skill set which you showcase in front of recruiter. That really matters a lot.
Right.
So, degree is same, or the knowledge is same, right? So, nothing to worry about. There is no differentiation like this.
Right. I agree.
So with this, Dr. Harsha, when you transition from clinical to pharma, like you said, you already were into clinical practice.
Yes.
So definitely you must have encountered many challenges while you were in the transition phase. So please, could you please tell the challenges which you faced, especially for people who look forward for this transition? And
Okay.
any gap in skills you saw when you were in the transition phase?
Okay. See, the knowledge as per it will be the same because when you analyze the data in a pharmacovigilance, it's regarding a drug where you will be getting a reports from a patient who has already reported that this adverse event has occurred on with your drug and all. Where in clinical setup, it will be a face-to-face interaction where the patient comes to you and you need to prescribe some other medicine. Here, we are not prescribing a medicine. However, we are going doing a background check whether yes, our drug is causing the side effect or not. So this was, a complete transition from me from clinicals to non-clinicals. You say where you are prescribing a medicine to a patient who had an adverse event or any other side effect of the drug, but wherein in the non-clinicals or in the pharmacovigilance, you do a background check for the adverse event that happened, where you go and see whether your drug is causing it, whether the patient had any medical history or concomitant medications. So the analyzation of your in non-clinicals was more, I would say, than in clinicals, because in clinicals you have the data, like you have the medical reports, you have the investigation reports, and that's okay, you know that, and you can just prescribe a medicine and you say okay, go. But here you need to be more careful and more precise when you are ruling out an adverse event with a drug, because this report goes to a health authority, which is a higher level, where your drug will be categorized whether it is safe or not safe to the patient. So yes, you have a responsibility in clinicals as well as non-clinicals, but the view or the vision that you check the adverse event or the treatment path is different in both ways. I had a difficulty to get adjusted initially, but it's not that you'll facing it for a long time, because your clinical overview will be different and your non-clinical overview will be different here. But at the end of the day, it's all summarizes up to the same point where you want to keep the patient safe and whether it is correctly treated or not. So, not much of a different, I would say, because the medical knowledge is medical knowledge. It doesn't go anywhere. So, you will have a different view how you see this aspect, but you will get used to it. It will not take much of a time. You need to just learn the basics. The basics of pharmacovigilance are important, how you deal with it. Apart, once you learn the basics and how to deal with it, you will definitely get used to it and acclimatize to that.
Yeah, clinical, if we take clinical point of view, definitely in that doctors are expert. But what about, those technical challenges like working on laptops? How it was for you?
I would say that being a foreign medical graduate, everybody is well aware of how to use a laptop, right? So every person who have been a foreign medical graduate, they know how to operate a laptop, how to do with the presentations, because we had the same in the foreign medical schools, like where we have to give presentations, where we have to do the technicality, go through the Word document. See, the software and all, you will be get used to it because you will be trained. It's not that they'll push into the into a production or anything. Every person will get trained for at least 2 months before they push into a production. So until unless the person is sure of the software tools that we're gonna operate on, well, apart from that, the laptop management and everything, everybody is a techie these days. Nobody is like, I'm new to the laptop or new to the mobile, so you will not face a technical challenge in aspects of using a laptop or anything. But when you see with the software tools, you will be provided a training for it. So yes, the software tool will be different for you. Everybody will be new. Even if you see an Indian medical graduate coming and working on a software tool, no medical graduate have worked on tools before. So you will also be provided the training 2 to 3 months. You will be shown how to deal with it. So this orientation program will be there. So nothing to worry about regarding the technicalities apart from your medical knowledge. You will be provided sufficient amount of time as well as training for it.
So all the doctors hearing this, please don't scare of how much laptop is be there. So all basic things and anyhow training will be there. So no need to worry about that part, and especially like after hearing from you that for medical graduate get like more exposure in terms of laptop presentation and all. That is a plus point for them, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this next question, Dr. Harsha, is like, how did you, I mean, what was the work in your first job? As I was going through your LinkedIn profile, I saw that you worked as a quality auditor also
Mm.
initially in Primera Medical Technologies, right?
Yes, yes.
So what exactly you were doing in that job and how that helped you in shaping your career in drug safety?
Yeah, so my first job in non-clinicals was not pharmacovigilance. This was Primera Medical Technologies, where I worked as a quality auditor. So this Primera Medical Quality Technologies have, they have prime hospitals in US. So all the data from the prime hospital, the patient data. So we have to collect the data and we have to summarize and send it to the insurance party. So where my team, we have separate teams. So we collect the data of deaths of the patient. So we summarize the data of the deaths and we have to press. So this is nothing but you write a death summary. So if you ask me like how the death process has occurred, every medical or every intern person have done that, summarizing the the whole patient history and patient course that has happened during the hospital. So you write a death summary, right? So in the similar way, we had to write it, but not on the sheet, but on the laptop. So this was a complete new exposure for us, but you just required a typing skill for it, and your knowledge is anyways there, and you need to know how the patient process, the hospital course has happened, whether there was any untoward experience during the treatment of the patient or something like that. But it's just the insurance process that they have seen. So I would say yes, there was. That is my first non-clinical. So it was not so tough, I would say. And I have reached to a situation where I have become a quality auditor for them. Initially, I just joined as an associate, but within a matter of 3 months, I have been promoted to as a quality auditor for them, and I need to review all. There are medical MBBS graduates as well. Most of them are my team has MBBS graduates only. So there's no technicality issue or anything. It's just your imagination, and people think that, oh no, doctors cannot work on laptops or anything. Nothing else. No, there is no hard and fast rule or anything like that. You can acclimatize to the situations anywhere and any until you have the knowledge.
I would say, especially for medical graduates, they really do such a hard work in clinicals,
Right.
night duties, long duties. So, in front of that, really it's not tough, right?
Yeah. And the plus points in the non-clinicals is like you don't need to work on the night duties. You don't need to work on the weekends. You have your family time. You have your festivities to celebrate. I can go along once I'm done with my 8-hour shift, then close your laptop, be with your family, or go out or anything. Nobody will disturb you at that point of time. So compared to the clinicals, yes, it was, the patient interaction, the way we wanted to work was different, but in non-clinicals, you have your time, me time, family time, your professional time. Everything will be segregated. So it's good, I say.
That is a plus point, and that's why
Yes.
many clinicians nowadays they want to switch because of this reason, which is very important. They are not able to balance actually in clinicals.
Yeah.
So,
When I went to my
especially
the previous clinical setup, the physicians over there, they used to ping me. I envy you with your because you have your me time, you have your family time, but we ourselves are stuck in the weekends, on the Sundays. We have to work for 24, 48 hours where you finish your laptop and go out with chill out with your friends and family. So on par, if you see these days, I think we having ourselves, our time is more important as well compared to rotting ourselves at one place, and you need to have that family time going out, and you need to take out some time for yourself, which is more important. So this profession has given me that advantage where I can do whatever I want in my personal space apart from the professional activities.
All the medical graduates, medical doctors, I would say, who are hearing this, yes, pharmacovigilance, or for that matter, non-clinical or pharma industry, corporate roles, provide you that flexibility and work-life balance much better than clinicals.
Like,
One of the reasons you should try for this. So yeah, with this, Dr. Harsha, next question is like you played multiple roles in drug safety. I was going through your profile. So what do you think? What is the key skills necessary for any MBBS graduate to succeed in this field?
so your zeal and enthusiasm to know about the field will push you. So you have different streams in pharmacovigilance as well, where you deal with the ICSR, which is individual case safety report. There is clinical trials process. There is aggregate analysis. There is signal detection. You have multiple fields, risk management, everything. Just don't think that pharmacovigilance, is only limited to ICSR. You have multiple subsectors. See, if you try to show the zeal and enthusiasm to learn and to progress, and definitely you will get to learn, your managers will provide you a lot of chances, and you will be given feedbacks as well. You'll be given trainings for that. They will push you forward. See, all these um guys in the MNCs, or if you T in the CRS, they want work. So if you are willing to work, and if you show that enthusiasm that, hey, I want to take that opportunity, I want to grab it, I want to learn it, they'll be like, oh yes, we are waiting for that guy. So please come up, please be on board, we'll teach you whatever you want. So very interesting profession, I would say, in pharmacovigilance, where you have a lot of subsectors, where you will, the more you learn about it, the still you think that there is a lot to learn. It's like our medical knowledge itself. You will be having many sectors like, hey, the drug goes to these many sectors, and then the product comes out, and still it goes on through a lot of runs and everything. So this enthusiasm and this zeal is more important for us to push into different sectors, and will reach you or take you to higher levels. I was initially, joined as a general normal physician. Now, when junior physician, then I again became senior physician for ICSR. Then I went into clinical trials. I worked as a medical monitor. I did a lot of aggregate reports, signal detection. Now I working with Novartis as a signal detection senior profession. So if you see my journey over there, I tried to evolve into different sectors of pharmacovigilance, which made me, getting reaching into a higher position. So your zeal and enthusiasm is more important for you to push into higher positions if you want. Otherwise, you'll be stuck at one place, and your work will be a monotonous.
Yes, if you have that zeal and enthusiasm, definitely sky is the limit. Like Dr. Harsha said, it is not just ICSR, or there are so many sub profile. I would say it's vast actually. Pharmacovigilance. Most of the people just they think that it's just ICSR or just medical review, but no, there are so many things already mentioned by Dr. Harsha. So yeah, good field to enter. So yeah, with this, Dr. Harsha. Next, very important question, especially for foreign medical graduate,
Hmm.
because now they are foreign medical graduate, and they have their own hypothesis, like you already mentioned. It's just an hypothesis. So they have their own hypothesis. Okay, we are foreign medical graduates, so it will be challenging for us. Maybe company will not take us. Then they look forward for programs also. So, what would you recommend? Like, how important is it? What would you suggest? Like any foreign medical graduate should go for additional certificate program, or how it is? Like, what do you think on this?
See, for a naive or the initial phase of you getting into a pharmacovigilance, yes, you can have a certification, but the experience matters. See, however knowledge you have, it will give you an additional point of, like, about the field. Yes, I agree. The certification is also important, but it will get you only the initial knowledge is important, which you can get it online anywhere. So when I have given my interview, I didn't take any certification program for that. So I they have tested my medical knowledge more than how good I am with the drugs and how good I am good with pharmacology and internal medicine, which pushed me through the interview. Not that I how much I know about pharmacovigilance, what is causality, what is signal. So everything will be known for you in the just an online courses or if you just the Google Mata will be there. So if you do that, it will help you out. So for your further career in the pharmacovigilance, it might give you a plus point, but the certifications it will be an add-on points where, but until unless you have that experience, it will not push you. So don't just think that okay, if I do the certification, I will definitely get into a pharmacovigilance and they'll definitely pick me. So, initial for every junior physician, your medical knowledge and your confidence in how you deal with the scenarios is more important than how you answer about pharmacovigilance questions. Every interviewer will check your confidence and your medical knowledge, not how you take the pharmacovigilance field. They will see whether okay you're confident enough to take this role, and you if you have the challenge level or the medical analysis that you can do, that is more important. Not that the certificates, okay, it will be a add-on point to your CV, but not to your at the point of interview point.
100%. Even I really agree with this that you mentioned confidence level, because many times, many people they go with a self doubt also when
Yeah.
giving interview. So somehow they are not able to convince interviewer.
Yes.
So the confidence really matters a lot, and it somehow it convinces interviewer, okay, you are the right candidate. And yes, knowledge definitely they going to check.
Yes.
Yeah. So with this, Dr. Harsha, as per you, how important is networking and professional connections for doctors who want to transition into pharma industry?
Network is very important. Anywhere if you see, even if you become a physician in clinical setup, is also networking helps you out. So even for a software guy, network is important. So in the similar way, the networking is very important for us, where you get to know a lot of people in this field. As I told you, there are many subsectors in pharmacovigilance itself. So the more you interact with the people in this sector, the more knowledge you will get. So networking is very crucial and very important. You should not just limit yourself to the person sitting beside. You should go and approach the person who is above and ask him like, hey, I just want to know how it is goes on. Or otherwise you can connect via LinkedIn. Like go and approach that person like, hi, I'm interested in this. Would you please help me out? And how the process goes. You can know about it. Maybe that person cannot help you in getting into that organization, but their knowledge and their skills will help you know that professional growth in your sector, or somewhere around that person might help you like, I know a guy who's interested in this, let me recommend that guy. So you might get that chance from elsewhere as well. So networking is very crucial these days, so you need to build up that network to stay in ahead of everyone, that I would say. The person who has a better network is in a good position, and where you are more vocal, more confident, more networking is important in these to come forward, to put your face forward.
Everyone has knowledge, but yeah, like you mentioned, you have to network, you have to connect, you have to show your face. So knowledge is something which comes later on.
Yes.
Yeah, 100% I agree with this. So one question which is not there in our list, but yeah,
Okay.
considering automation, chat GPT,
Hmm.
and there are many automation coming in the processes as well. What is your take on AI in pharma industry, and what about jobs?
Right. So AI in pharma industry is very good question. Now we are going the now our company is also going through the AI process, and we are trying to use AI into our field. So yes, AI is helps you out, but at the end of the day, your medical knowledge and your judgment is important over there, where which will take a key role. The health authority will also see whether it was reviewed by a physician or a medical professional, whether it is authorized or certified by a physician. Not that if you generate an AI report, it will make your life easier by rather than sitting for hours together, it will generate you a neat and a concise report. But at the end of the day, a physician is a person who has to decide whether the report is correct or exact on as per the nature of the drug or anything, as per the product profile or how it goes and all. AI is evolving. It is a good thing for us. It will help us in, reducing our workload. But a physician is equally important in this aspect where you have to decide the product profile future as well as patient future. So I don't think there will be a lot of, cut downs for a medical graduates in aspects of AI and advancements. It will be aiding us in, formulating the drug profile as well as reducing our amount of time in sitting for hours and drafting the reports and everything. It will help you in easing out, but at the end of the day, our decision is the key role, or we are the prime persons to authorize or certify it, not the AI.
That anything which is related to life of patient, matter of life, definitely AI can't replace, but yeah, it can
Yeah.
assist us, it can save our time, right? For this, doctor, last question is like looking back to your journey, and you worked in ICSR also, now you worked in Signal also. These are like different processes like pharmacovigilance. What advice you would give to MBBS, especially foreign medical graduates who want to build a career inside pharmaceutical industry? And it's a special piece of advice.
See, my first and foremost advice for a foreign medical graduate, I say any graduate, but in particular to a foreign medical graduate, we are no less than Indian medical graduates. Please keep that in mind. We have sufficient amount of knowledge. You go through the FMGE exam. You study from zero to Z. A to Z, you have to study to clear that FMGE, where the Indian medical graduates, they are only stuck at the fifth year. Until and unless they take the post graduation entrance examination, they don't go back to anatomy, they don't go back to biochemistry. We as a foreign medical graduates, we have to give that FMG exam, MCI exam, and we have to clear it. So we run through all the 5 years of medical knowledge. So your medical knowledge is enough for you to getting into a non-clinical. You don't need to put a cannula, you don't need to put do an incision anywhere. So whoever enters, an Indian or a foreign medical graduate who enters into a PV, your knowledge will be sufficient for you. Be confident. You just don't need to underestimate yourself that, oh, I am from a foreign medical university, I might be lacking in something. No, you're not lacking in anything. If you ask me, in non-clinical setup, you are equal and on par with Indian medical graduate. So don't ever underestimate yourself. That's what I give the first and foremost advice. Second thing, keep up the zeal. Okay, take forward yourself and try to keep more and more. And like I said earlier, be more enthused towards what is there, what is new. Try to learn new things. Pharma industry is evolving very quickly, day by day. If you see they try to come up with good and good news and drugs and whatever. So keep updating yourself with with those news and everything. Although you're an MBBS graduate, you have a lot of multiple things available online. You can go and read those research articles. Those extra information which you give before your peers will help you out in reaching skies. So be more confident, be more enthusiastic in learning things. Certification programs will help you, yes, but the more network you build, the more you can push yourself into different sectors. I've reached into different sectors because I was confident on, yes, when your peers, like your managers or anyone, when they come and ask you like, are you confident to do this? I'm like, of course, I have a good confidence, I can do it well. So they will see that confidence, not that what you have done. So if you can push it yourself, then definitely you can reach guys in PV.
The first thing, very good advice actually, that is don't underestimate, especially for foreign medical graduates. Even I would say, like, because they come up with a question like foreign medical graduate can enter into pharma, and second question would be, if yes, then what all different sites we can see for foreign medical graduate. That is the question I get, but I regularly tell them, see, there is no difference like where you look for job versus any Indian medical graduate.
Hmm.
It's all same. So yeah. So don't underestimate, have that zeal and enthusiasm and 100% confidence. Because if you are confident enough to show, then definitely your recruiter employer going to hire you for sure.
Yeah.
So with this, Dr. Harsha, let's have a rapid fire round, which is
Okay.
something interesting. Yes. So yeah, you have to just tell in one word or maybe a short sentence. Yeah, not very lengthy answers. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
first is one skill MBBS doctor must have to make a career in pharma industry.
Confidence.
Second is your biggest professional achievement so far.
Reaching to a position of team lead.
Which third is one myth about pharma industry you would like to bust.
We are not as capable as Indian medical graduates. That is a myth.
Last is if not a career in pharma industry, what would you be doing?
Not in pharma. I would have been a pediatrician, but I'm happy here.
Thank you, Dr. Harsha, for such a valuable insights. And I really, think that this is going to be this video is going to be a game changer for all the foreign medical graduates. It should change the way they think about themselves. And once again, thank you for all the valuable insights and coming on Sunday for this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for taking me in, and I hope this will be helpful for all my peers and as well as my new guys who are entering into the this field. Please welcome. Please be, confident on yourself and push yourself. See you again. Thank you so
And
much, Doctor.
thank you. And after this podcast, they may search you on LinkedIn because that happens. You might get so many connection requests and then messages.
I would be happy to helping anyone if they want have any clarifications or any doubts. No
Thank you for
problem.
this because especially foreign medical graduate, they are going to come for sure.
Sure, sure. I'll be happy to reaching out to them. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks to all the audience for watching this podcast, and I hope this podcast help you in getting clarity, especially for foreign medical graduate, that you are not from different world. You are also a medical graduate, just like any Indian graduate. So please don't underestimate yourself and give your best. You also have all the knowledge required to get inside pharma industry. To please get out of this myth and don't underestimate yourself. And if you have any question, queries, anything to comment, anything to suggest, or any podcast you want in future, please comment down in the comment section, and would love to read all and would love to reply each and every comment. So with this, have a nice day, everyone, and we'll be coming soon with some next podcast. Thank you.